My name is Louis Heuermann. I teach CIS 120A and B. These are our CompTIA Security Plus preparation courses that are meant to prepare the student not only for a career in cybersecurity, but also to take the Security Plus exam with CompTIA, which is the entry-level cert for all cybersecurity careers, especially in government, but also gaining a lot of traction in the commercial world as well. I started out joining the United States Navy. I was a submarine radioman for about 10 years. That's where I really got exposed to the joy and the wonders of technology. That's where I was exposed to the conversion from a lot of the analog communications to the digital communications that we use today. Then I left military service after about 10 years, and that's when I worked on my bachelor's in information systems and then my master's in information systems with a focus in information security. I always refer to the information systems degree as the computer science without the math. I couldn't do any math to save my life. But luckily, cybersecurity doesn't depend on that. We have calculators and we use them. The thing that I've done with my career is that I started out as a systems engineer, working on server management, working on routers and switches at the network layer, really hands-on technical, making cables, plugging them in the back, just really absorbing as much as I could. And then I transitioned that into a network defense position, which I did for the government, where I work cybersecurity network defense, trying to keep the bad folks out, educating the users on the inside, and just building that culture of security, making sure that everyone in the organization not only understood the value of cybersecurity, but they bought into it, that they were allies with us to keep all of those systems safe, not only from intruders on the outside, but also the insider threat, keeping all of those systems secure. And then I started teaching. One of the things that I've done with my career in conjunction to my career, I've not stopped working during the day on these cybersecurity aspects. I picked up teaching as a passion to continue sharing that joy that I have of cybersecurity. I really enjoy the idea of bringing technology to others, to bring that information and make it accessible. So often we hear that technology is hard to understand, or it's challenging to grasp, or that you have to be super technical, or you have to have 6 master's degrees to really grasp a topic. And I just wholeheartedly disagree with that. I don't think you have to be smart. I just think you have to be interested. Be interested in the topic, be interested in what you're doing, and the joy of the learning will carry you through to be successful in any position. I'm passionate about exposing information. That's the title I think I would give that, is exposing information. When I first started out in IT, there was a lot of secret keeping, a lot of folks who were experts in what they did, or they played God mode on the network. And if you wanted to learn from them, you really had to jump through all these hoops and go through all of this type of, buy-in from everyone to teach you things. And it was really a struggle. And I thought to myself, if I ever get in a position where I can throw back the curtains on this knowledge and really just not require people to do that to be successful in what they're trying to be successful in, then I'm going to do that. I'm going to take charge of that and make that my own personal commitment. And that's what I'm passionate about in cybersecurity and in technology, is bringing that to bear, bringing that information and just opening it up. Nothing is too challenging that we together can't work through and make useful just by either reading or by locating resources or by working through examples. We can certainly achieve anything with the right amount of patience and the right amount of commitment and the right amount of interest. We can be successful. And that's what I'm passionate about, is bringing that exposure to the classroom. And that's what you'll find in my 120 classes, is that we do a lot of whiteboard sessions, we do a lot of drawing, and we do a lot of dialogue. It's not just pushing that information out. I want to hear what the student is going through. I want to hear about your daily life. What are some things that you're experiencing right now that may or may not apply to cybersecurity? Because one of the things that has 100% application, and it's the only thing I'll say 100% on in IT, is that cybersecurity applies to everything in your life. And that's what I look to do, is bring that into the classroom, that life application, and that passion to expose information to every lesson that I teach. What I love about teaching at CIOT, and I've taught at several schools, is the availability of the staff. Not just the instructor, not just the dean, but everyone. Everyone at CIOT is standing by to offer assistance, guidance, or resources to be successful. When I was working on my undergrad, I was active duty military, and back then online learning was very new, and the professors just simply were not lenient. Maybe not you, but someone you know who was active duty understands what it means to be up for 3 days, come home, have family obligations, you get about 6 hours of sleep, and then you're back at it. None of that's made up, none of it's fabricated, it's 100% commitment. At the same time, you're trying to do homework, reading assignments, take quizzes, all on 3 or 4 hours of sleep and 6 pots of coffee. So when you send the professor an email and you say, hey, I've been up for 3 days, all I need is 1 night of sleep, and then maybe I can approach this with a clear mind, and the response you get is, too bad the deadline was yesterday. Unacceptable. That's what I love about CIOT, is that you're never going to get an unacceptable answer. You're going to get, let's talk about it. Let's work on those deadlines. Let's work on a plan that maybe we can flex around your commitments that you have right now so that you can continue to be successful with your academic goals. That's what I love, and that's what I think sets CIOT apart from other schools, is that ability to reach out to not just the professor, but the dean, student services. All of the folks at CIOT are there with one thing in mind, and that's your academic success. One of the things that I do probably about once a month is I'll blast out to all my former students, seeing if they've taken the Security Plus exam, seeing if they need any resources, just checking in how they are, maintaining that communication. And those are things that we're working on, is to increase that instructor to student long-term communication, so that the relationship isn't as transactional. That while they're in my class, then I'm paying attention, while that when they leave, I forget their name. We want to remove that barrier and make it less transactional and more relationship-based. CIOT's courses are definitely designed a lot around certification courses. Those certifications are going to complement a degree. Neither one of those stands alone well. Certifications require a degree to present well at a job interview, and a degree requires some type of certification to present well. While a student is at CIOT, they should be working to get both of those, a degree and the certification. Understand too that the instructor of the class that you're in, who's teaching a certification course, isn't just there while you're in their class. Everyone is available even after you leave. I'm working with students right now who were in my Security Plus exam probably 4 quarters ago that are still working to study for that Security Plus, and I work with them in tutorial sessions where we work through different examples and different quizzes and flashcards. Remember that all of these resources are available to you throughout your entire time here at CIOT. And don't forget to ask about auditing a course. Once you're done, you can always come back and sit through that class again at no cost and without the requirements of the homework to hear that information again and again until you're ready to be successful.